Hello once again and welcome back to the High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. It is time now for the High School Notebook brought to you by Dunkin. America runs on Dunkin. And as always, we are joined by Paul Gotham from PickinSplinters.com. Paul, coming to the end of one season, starting another. What's on the website right now?
I have all our coverage from the state semifinals, Binghamton and Hudson Valley Community College, the girls and boys coverage. And yes, as you mentioned, baseball previews are not far behind coming on the site for everyone.
All right, it's always a great time to be around.
Yeah, it is.
Well, Paul, you talked about the state semifinals, and one of the teams going there from Section 5, of course, Pittsford-Mendon. The boys are just ripping it up right now.
Well, numbers aren't everything, statistics aren't everything, but they do add relevance to the whole situation. And just starting off at the top here. Mendon goes to Binghamton. They're 25-0. They have 22 wins by double digits. Those three games that were single-digit wins, two of them were on the road. One of them was a season opener at Greece Athena. Athena had already played a game, so they had kind of a chance to get themselves going, and Mendon still wins that game by single digits. The other single-digit game was the neutral site, the Rainbow Classic. They go to Binghamton with 8 double-digit wins, and it's one thing to have 8 double-digit wins, but the way they're doing it in their last 3 wins, so you've got your Class A1 championship, you got your regional qualifier, and then the regionals. They've won those 3 games by a combined 81 points. They took Lewiston Porter, the Section 6 champion, and held them 22 points under their season average. And their offense, we've been talking about their offense all year because you have the 4 kids averaging the double digits per game. Jacob Shatters, Michael Harrington, Dan Cook, and Connor Kraft are all averaging double digits a game. So 80 points a game. They're 4th in Section 5 with points per game scored, but they're also in the top 20 in defense, and that's been sort of ignored over the course of the year just because you get so caught up in the numbers and what they can do offensively. But you look at them, so we've talked before about how difficult it is to beat a team 3 times in 1 year. They did it in back-to-back games, in elimination games, Athena and Sutherland. They took Athena, they beat Athena the first game of the year by 4 points. Next time they beat them by 22 points. Next time they beat them by 28 points. Pittsford-Sutherland, first time they played, they beat them by 4 points. Then it was 16, then it was 19. I mean, the numbers tell you that they're widening the gap. When their opponents should probably try and crunch them a little bit, they're widening the gap, and they're just such a difficult team to hold in check, and it's proving itself out this year.
Let's go to the other semifinals, the girls, and talk about the Mendon girls. They're on their way as well.
The Mendon, it's funny. They might have to put together a media event during the week here to have everybody in. The Mendon girls, no surprise here because they've been the class of Class A in the girls, and they advanced. They had to work their way through a tight game as opposed to the boys winning by 30 points. The girls won a close game there to advance. Also, they're going to play at Hudson Valley, and they will follow along with Bishop Kearney girls, 2 teams that I think everybody expected from the beginning of the season. It's funny because the Mendon boys, I think we all knew they were going to have a good season. I don't know how many of us expected them to be at this point. The Mendon girls and the Kearney girls, I think we all kind of knew that was coming down the road. And it's one thing to say it, and it's another thing to follow through on it. They've done very well with it this year.
All right, Paul, thanks so much. New York State's version of March Madness. Thanks once again. We're back with more of the High School Sports Beat right after this.